This computer. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the February 2025 Roundtable. I am your host, John Spiegelberg, Olympic District Commissioner. Hey. Okay, thank you. Coming to you live from cold and breezy Spokane, Washington. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Sorry that we had to make a quick flex and kind of move this towards Zoom only. I had to stay longer in Spokane than I had initially anticipated, so I was not able to go home this evening like I wanted. And Tyler, unfortunately, had a family emergency come up, so he was not able to open the office for us this evening. So thank you, everybody, for the quick and rapid flex. If I could have everybody make sure you put your name and unit number in the chat, that would be helpful for me when I go to take roll call here, when I go to take roll later. So we're going to start off, though, the way we always start off every scout meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, Scout Oath, and Law. And with that, for that, I have a handy dandy host here to help me once I hit the correct button while I'm stalling and bumping things on my laptop on accident. All right. And we're going to hit that one and that one. And why? Why does it want to reinstall Zoom?
How do I get it to?
Okay. There we go, everybody. All right. So let me hit play here. Okay. Um, Sorry, you guys can still see my screen, right? Did something weird to me. Okay, there we go.
Those in uniform, please salute. Those who are not, put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
All right, thank you, everybody. Okay, I got to get out of that screen. Make that screen go away. Okay, so thank you everybody for coming to our roundtable this evening. I think I already said that, but thank you for all being here. So cool. So the video didn't play, it looks like. That is fantastic.
No,
Uh,
the video played, but your camera's also on, so we saw you sitting there doing nothing. You didn't do the Pledge of Allegiance, sir.
Whatever. It's fine. Anyway, so upcoming events. I'm gonna try and share my screen again. Normally, I have two screens, so working with one screen, I feel kind of silly. Kind of silly. Okay, so coming upcoming events. I hope everybody is familiar with where to find the council calendar on pacificharbors.org, and then go to calendar. This is where you will find a list of all upcoming events in the council and district. So I hope you guys bookmark this page, go to it from time to time, and familiarize yourself with what's going on. So we are going to skip ahead to the month of March. So coming up, we have some of our various district award dinners. Rainier's doing theirs. We're doing ours. Rainier is doing theirs on March 8th. Rainier is doing theirs on Rainier is doing theirs on the 8th. We're doing ours on March 29th. We also have Baloo coming up March 22nd. BB gun training and the annual fundraising dinner on the 15th. So if anybody is interested in any of those events, please go to the Pacific Harbors Council website for the links for more information. Any questions on the calendar? Excellent. And I will make the pitch that I have been making for a little while now. Now that we have a lot of people that have showed up for the meeting, thank you everybody for coming tonight. It was a little lonely last month at Roundtable. It was just me and Mr. Beauregard and excuse me, Dana Montgomery. So it was a little bit lonely, but I am happy that all of you are here tonight and we are having a good time. So, but I will make the pitch, as I always do, that we are looking for more folks for the Roundtable Commissioner team. So if you know of people who are interested in helping with Roundtable, please let me know and feel free to reach out to me. Any questions on the calendar or on Roundtable commissioning? Okie dokie. With that, I'm going to slide on over to our keynote for the evening, our training topic, courtesy of TJ Williams, who is our council leave no trace coordinator. I forget what your actual title is, TJ. I'm so sorry.
You're fine. The most important is that I'm not with any particular district or anything. I'm with the council.
Yep.
So I'm unbiased.
And we are really stoked about what you are going to talk about with Leave No Trace. Do you have anything you want to show us or anything like that?
No, because I'm not very good at that, so it just
That's
ends up
okay.
being a waste of time.
That's
So,
okay.
do you have some kind of background to put up, or I can just talk, and have everybody up on the screen? How it doesn't matter.
Whatever you would like to do. If you'd like to, if you want
I'd
me to
rather
find.
not be center stage, but that's fine.
Oh. Well, let me. You keep talking. I'll find something fun to put up on the screen.
Okay, all right. So to me, Leave No Trace is an awareness, a commitment, a passion, not just rules. It's not where you're breaking a rule if you go and do something that's not Leave No Trace appropriate. You're just not you come up in different situations where you're going to make different choices. And what the programs that we teach are about is learning when to do one thing and when to do something else. Usually you try to avoid damaging anything, but that's not always possible. And I was just talking about this with somebody earlier, that you have to pick the worst of two choices, or the better of two choices, excuse me. And that can be very tricky, and very difficult. We have a few different kinds of programs that are available that can cover different levels of this. The one that most of you have heard about is the Leave No Trace Awareness Award. That is one that can be done by your troop guide, not by your troop guide. That is one that can be done with the help of a trainer like me. There are several of us in the council, and we are available to come to your unit and help you learn or help teach you what you need to know to get the awareness award. There is a video to watch and a couple of other online things to do. But all in all, it's probably about a 2-hour investment between your unit time and the time watching the videos and the online. And you're able to get a patch, and you are on your first step to being more aware and leaving no trace. The LeaveNoTrace.org is a nonprofit organization which focuses solely on our lands, waters, the plants, the animals, everything that lives, and how it all survives and what impacts we have on that. And that is that is a description of a land ethic. And Baden-Powell believed that scouts and scouting needed to be a vital part of the bigger picture. That we should take care of where we live, and what was just a small part of his intentions for the scouts. He believed we could do great things with conservation, and that was a big project for him. All of the ranks had conservation projects. There were always things going on that they were repairing, beautifying, lots of repairing. And then as we got more update in time, like past Baden-Powell's time and more like in the 70s and 80s, for the love of outdoors. And there was so many people going to our national parks and everything that they questioned, are we killing our outdoors? And that's where another part of Leave No Trace plays into our world. Why should we become stewards of the land? And what do I mean by that? Stewards of the land, I think, gives us a responsibility, and it has been stewardship has been a term with Boy Scout, or with scouting, excuse me, for yeah, let me back up. As we are stewards, we have a responsibility to take care of the land that I've been talking about. And every year it becomes more and more important that scouts and scouting stay a part of that movement and continue to care for our lands outdoors. Scouts are pretty hard on nature. We camp a lot, we hike a lot. We're not always the cleanest. No one is. And there's so many of us. You think about one person being on the beach and picking up a few rocks because they just love them. But what happens when several other people, 100 people, 1,000 people come along that beach and take a rock? What's going to happen? We're going to lose our rocks. Or we're going to lose our beaches, because those rocks help with erosion, and it all ties in together. There is an old Irish camping motto that I found, and it says, on breaking up camp, leave 2 things behind you. 1, nothing. 2, your thanks. And that was from Lord Baden-Powell. Leave what you find, trash your trash. Just key parts of the 7 principles that that we try to educate people on, and we try to live by.
Hey,
I would
TJ.
like to, yeah.
I was gonna say real quick, what are the 7 principles of leave no trace?
Yep, I was just getting ready to do that. So, go ahead and put me on the screen.
Okay, all right, all right.
All right, so there are 7 principles and there are 7 hand signals. And Michael or Mark Daniel, I know you know them. John, do you know the hand signals?
I will admit I don't. I have
Okay,
not
all
done leave
right.
no trace training, so
Who else does? Matt?
I do.
Hi, Mary. Okay. All right,
Hi.
so let's do this. Hi, principle number 1 is to plan and prepare ahead. So you're getting ready to go and you're going to find out where you're going. You're going to find out what the weather's going to be like. You're going to do some reconnaissance and make sure that everyone's going is capable of going. And then principle number 2 is to camp and travel on disposable, on durable surfaces. And that means that camping and hiking, you want to make sure that you're not on, you want to make sure that you're on a surface that's prepared for that. You don't want to pitch your tent in a field full of flowers. You want to pitch it over a little bit further where it might still be grassy, but it's not all 3 feet tall and all wilderness flowers and stuff like that. Number 3 is to trash your trash. So you're scooping your trash out or scooping it into your trash bag. There's many different explanations for the trash your trash. Some of it is personal hygiene and knowing what you're going to do, being prepared when you go out, especially going out on a hike and you're going in the backcountry or something like that. And you also you also need to be considering what you're going to do with what trash you have, or what are you going to do to reduce your trash before you go out. Those are just a few things that apply to that principle. Number 4 is tricky for me. I just can't get my hands to do it right. But you put 2 fingers out, 2 fingers up, like you're making a picture frame. And that is leave what you find. So leaving what you find is just what it says. Like I had mentioned about the rocks. If we take too much, we're taking away from everyone and it becomes noticeable. It not only becomes noticeable in people's in cosmetic looks, it also can be become very destructive. Erosion, dry ups, just different things can happen on either side of the coin, whether it's too much or too little. Number 5 is minimize impact of campfire. Minimize campfire impact. So you got your hand out for the ground and you're wiggling your fingers, and that's about fire safety and fire consciousness. Knowing what you do when you have a fire, knowing what you do if your fire starts to escape you, knowing when to build a fire, the right materials, and if I get kicked off, just wave at me and I'll come back. What else is there? Oh, and then having an understanding of, especially with the kids, of the dangers of fire and how careful they need to be. And that is number 5. Number 6 is be considerate of be kind to wildlife. Is that right, Mark Daniel? I don't have it right in front of me. Excuse me. Respect wildlife. Thank you. And that is like a moose and you're waving your horns. And that one, there's a lot behind it. The number one rule, use your thumb rule. If you can see it outside of your thumb, then you're too close. If it's behind your thumb, in the space of your thumb, then you're okay. You also want to be careful of not disrupting an animal's livelihood. I mean, and what I mean by that is that you don't want to be so intrusive that they are not able to get to or they go beyond what they're used to and what they begin to expect. So like if we start feeding the bears, this happened in Yellowstone back in the 60s and about in the late 60s, early 70s, I believe, when people were just starting to love our forests to death. And they would go to one of the cabin areas in Yellowstone and people could camp and there would be a big lodge and they always had trash bins out back from the lodge. Well, the bears would come and they would enjoy the trash bins and the people would enjoy the bears. And the bears finally became a problem. And they started pestering people and stuff like that. So the rangers had the lodges take out all the trash bins. The bears got angry as a result and they invaded the campsite and there were people injured and one person was killed. And it was just because they all wanted to be there and watch the bears. And we fed the bears, encouraging them to come back. They forgot how to take care of themselves. Why work so hard for a meal when you can go and get one for free that you've never, something for free that's going to be delicious. So that's number 7 or number 6. Number 7 is be kind to visitors. And that's where you have a peace sign and you're waving your hand. And that's, be good with your animals. Don't let them run around loose. Don't let them bark at everyone. Go take it and work at training them. Don't be loud after dark. If you know that someone's going to retire and you're up late, be as considerate of those other people as you can. And with the 7 principles, I want to go back to the first one. And that one is number 1, to plan and prepare ahead. And if you look at every one of these principles, which they're listed in the chat, Danny listed them in the chat. If you look at each of the principles, stay on the path. What does that have to do with know before you go? Can someone tell me? What can you relate from stay on the path to know before you go?
Well, so if you're camping, you need to know, are there prepared campsites? If you're hiking, where are the trails? Also, is there, well, I guess trash your trash is more with the restrooms, but I mean, so stay on the path or stay on durable surfaces. It also has to be what's the weather like. Is anything going to be washed out or muddy? Are people willing to walk through the puddle because you don't want to walk around it and make the path wider? All those kind of things have to do with stay on the path.
That's great. Thank you, Mary. Anyone else have something to add or add to trash your trash? That's so there's know before you go and then stay on the path. So with know before you go, we talked about staying on the path. Is what about trash your trash? What can you relate from trash your trash to know before you go?
Well, so if you're camping, you need to know, are there prepared campsites? If you're hiking, where are the trails? Is anything going to be washed out or muddy? Are people willing to walk through the puddle because you don't want to walk around it and make the path wider? All those kind of things have to do with stay on the path.
Um,
What receptacles to bring and what to pack and what you can take and bring in and out of the campsite or on the trail.
okay. All right. That's good. Anyone else? What about leave what you find. Take only pictures and leave what you find. That is the picture frame. And what of that can you apply to know before you go? What can you take from take only pictures, leave only footprints into the know before you go, the very first principle? What about being prepared to do that? Knowing that something is going to be there, you know you're going to a beach, or you know that you're going on into a beautiful area when you're on your hike. Do you want to take a camera? Do you want to take something to be able to draw? Those kinds of things are things that you can do to plan before you go and be prepared. Be careful with fire. That's with the flat hand and the fingers wiggling. What can you relate? Be careful with fire to the first principle know before you go. Does anyone have any ideas? What with fire should we do with first principle to make the hike better?
So, I mean, obviously are there fire regulations? Will you need to take a propane stove if you're cooking, right? Are there prepared fire spots? That's always really important. Or if you're doing a backcountry backpacking thing, are there going to be spots along the way? Because if not, it would be best if you didn't make a fire, because that would be leaving a trace and burning a new hole kind of thing. Also, again, just sort of being careful with fire also is fire safety, and knowing like where are you going to get the water to put the fire out when you're done? Or are you bringing a shovel to put it out with dirt? All those things have to do with know before you go. That's it.
Am I frozen or is she?
You are frozen. Oh, maybe that's just my computer. You're back.
We got you,
Okay,
TJ.
yeah, sorry. My computer froze up. Can you hear me now?
Yep, we got you.
Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, it's all good.
So, and with fire, especially when we're working with cubs, safety is a really big rule. Because yeah, it's a really big one for the kids to not be themselves near the fire. But so number 7, be kind to other visitors. If you are out on a hike and you're going up a hill, horses are coming down the other way with riders. Who has the right of way? You or the horse?
Horses.
The horse.
Yes.
It's
Do you guys
bigger.
know why?
It's bigger.
Because
like,
horses spook more easily, and it's harder to put a horse to the side than a person.
Yep, that's right. And they are bigger, John. A lot bigger. What about I forgot it. So this I saw happen at camp, and Ranger Dan was not a happy camper. But imagine you're at camp and it's really dark and you've been out for quite a while. It's late. Traffic was awful on I-5. You're not familiar with the area, never been there before. So you get to camp and you're not supposed to drive on the property, but you've got a lot of equipment and your cubs are tired and they're getting grouchy and everything. So you go on camp with your vehicle anyway. And actually, when it gets to be dark, you're just getting done with getting everybody set up because it took a long time to get the cubs going and everything. and you're tired yourself and it's gotten really late and it's dark and you just don't know, should I take my vehicle back or should I just leave it here? Well, they went with the leave it here idea. And they drove up into they didn't stay on the sides of the road. They drove up into the bankment. And it was not pretty. So there's limits. And you've gotta you need to know when to call your limits and when you've gone outside. And I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Does anyone have any questions at this point? I'm gonna stop a second. Does anybody have any questions?
I have a fun anecdote.
Go.
Okay, so since you're talking about driving in camp, I grew up going to camp. I grew up working at camp. I went there like every summer between the ages of 11 and 16. Uh, and now, as an adult, and being able to ride, or sometimes with permission, drive in Ghost Rider or my truck, with permission from Ranger Dan, it still feels like a very weird concept to me. And I'm like, this feels wrong. Why am I doing this? We're supposed to be walking. So it's funny, I remember I've seen like people like, show up to camp and drive their vehicles with trailers and stuff all around and they're tearing up. And I'm like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. Shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm the same way. Don't touch the campground that way. So what can you get out of the Leave No Trace Committee? What are we here for? One is education. We do that with the awareness program. We do that with a level 1 trainer course. John, you look like you're gonna laugh. No?
No, I was hoping nobody saw that. I smacked my foot into my chair.
Oh, ouch.
Stubbed my toe.
As long as you didn't damage it. Damage the chair, not your toe. No,
1 12-foot, 1 10-foot.
No, I just didn't know
Tiffany,
what.
you are unmuted.
I knew it had to be 4x4.
Okay. When Mary, I'm going to ask you specifically, when you think of the nature of the Outdoor Ethics and Ecology Committee, what do you imagine?
Sorry for disappearing. It's not my fault. It says.
Oh, I'm not doing very well at the moment and getting out what I'm trying to say. I started talking about the committee. What we are trying to do is build back up the awareness of Leave No Trace within the council. We have definitely gotten away from it within our units, within our districts, within our council. We want to get involved in all the other trainings and activities and promote not only the awareness award, which can be done by scouts and scouters. We want to get people to come in for the level 1 training, because then you're certified to be able to go and teach the awareness award or help teach the other courses, the level 1 course when a level 2 master trainer is there. So awareness is one of the things that we're here for. We would love to come to your troop, and all you need to do is get in touch with me. I can put my email address in the window in the chat in a few minutes. And then the other things that we want to do, I know Trash the Trash is coming up in May, I believe. So we want to get the word out about that. We want to get the word about our different training availabilities out, and could really use some people on the committee. We have 6 or 7 members, so we're growing. But with trying to put on different activities, we can always use more. And we definitely want to have a level 1 course in the fall. So I am looking for help with getting that planned. I could still use 1, maybe 2 instructors. So if you're a level 1 and you'd like to help out, just let me know. Email me, text me. Definitely interested in hearing from you. And if you are a level 1 and you'd like to help teach, that would be fantastic. Oh, that's what I was talking about. If you would like to get to level 1, then that's what we're trying to work towards. Let's see.
Do you have a tentative date for that level 1 course in the fall?
It's going to be either the 1st or 2nd week of October. We're not 100% certain yet.
Well, that's not a lot of help for me. I'll be at grad school then.
Oh no, both
So
weekends?
You've got to teach me before then, apparently. So I can teach a bunch of other Rugrats.
Right. Yeah, unfortunately, the one that we were going to have this coming weekend, we did not get any signups. So we had to cancel it, which is why I want to make sure that the one in the fall goes through. Because yeah, I don't know why it didn't go as well this time. Because usually we get at least enough to be able to hold the course. We didn't have anyone sign up this time. So any input that any of you have or you have heard, as to why that might be, please let me know. I'm always looking for constructive feedback.
I can only speak for myself, TJ, and just say that apparently I missed out, but that's not super unusual for me to not hear that a thing is happening until after it's happened. So I'm sorry for myself.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. I don't think that it's totally you. So okay, you saw it after registration was closed. Okay. All right. So yeah, it sounds like we might already have 3, maybe 4 people. Because I know a couple others that had signed up or that were going to sign up that didn't and had wanted to go through. And then for the level, so the level 1 you can teach. For the kids, for the scouts, they cannot teach anymore. It used to be that they could be trained at the same level 1 training that the adults go to, and then they would be able to teach as a level 1 trainer as well. Well, they changed that to 18. So now the youth that are in the troops don't have a way to help teach or to be able to teach that to their units. They can help teach the awareness program, but they cannot be the one that leads it and get awards for everybody that does it. Excuse me. So getting as many people trained in the level 1 as we can helps us spread out and work with the units so that they are able to utilize their outdoor ethics guides, to the good. The outdoor ethics guide position is still a leadership position, even though they do not get that, even though they cannot teach. And it gives to go through the level 1 course gives the youth a experience and some extra knowledge about outdoor ethics and leave no trace that you don't get in doing the awareness part. There's a big difference between 45 minutes or an hour or two and a 16-hour overnight course. So for the kids, it's a little bit harder sell. And if you could talk it up, if you have kids that are into outdoor ethics or conservation, then definitely it would be a good place for them to go. There are awards. There are awards. I'm sorry, I'm watching the chat. And Tiffany, I see you're answering some of them. Thank you. So we talked about the Outdoor Ethics Award, and that one is the one that we can do with units. And Mariah, you said that, okay. Oh, I thought I had seen someone ask if they could have somebody come to their unit. That is a possibility. We've done it several times. Tiffany's done it. Mark Daniel, I think you've done it. And it's one more way that we're getting it out. Mark Daniel, can you tell us a little bit about your experiences going out?
Well, I did it in a roundtable, and I also did it at the unit level with Aberdeen, and so it was I did it with the Cubs, so they had fun. Cubs always have fun when they're digging cat holes.
Yeah. Yep.
So
digging the dirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So they have, okay, so to get the Outdoor Ethics Award, Scouts have to be able to explain and recite from memory the outdoor code, watch a video, and take part in 2 online courses. And then they need to be in what should be about a 45-minute training program that not only talks about the hand motions, which the hand motions, once you learn them, the principles become easy because you can relate them, and we'll go through them again. So that is for the Awareness Award, which you can get a patch for. Then there is an Outdoor Ethics Action Award, and this is where you do a few more studious type things, but you also have I believe you also have a project that you have to complete. You have to teach in your unit, you have to teach someone or someone's about outdoor ethics. And then there's let's see, the Awareness Award. There is one for
You also have to help youth attain the Awareness Award.
That's right. That's in the Action Award. Yes, thank you.
And then the next one is the Distinguished Conservation Award.
That looks like the one that I did not print.
I can talk about that one, TJ, if you'd like.
Yeah.
So the Distinguished Conservation Award, I think we only have 1, maybe 2 people in our council who have gotten it. Only 1 recently. And it requires not 1, but 2 large-scale volunteer conservation projects that are different in what they conserve. So I'm going to use Lily Morgan was my scout. She just earned that last year. She did ivy pulling for 1, and then she created bird boxes for an endangered bird as the other. So she coordinated those. It's almost like it's literally on the scale of an Eagle Scout project. In fact, it is one of the only times that you are allowed to double dip your Eagle Scout project with something else. So one of those things that you do can be your Eagle Scout project, and the second part of that can be an unrelated second project. I think Lily's was a really audacious one. She had several hundred hours of volunteer work. It doesn't have to be that big, but one of them should be eagle sized.
It is also the one of the rarest awards given to youth in scouting because it is also one of the most difficult to earn.
I had a quick question. The second award you talked about, I know there's the Outdoor Awareness Award and then Outdoor Ethics
Action Award.
Okay, Outdoor Ethics Action Award. Okay.
Yep.
I just wanted to get it right. Thank you.
And Mary, I'm a Leave No Trace trainer, level 1, so I can teach that 30-minute class. We do that twice a year in our troop. And so that qualifies for that. And if the kids do the class, they earn that award. So I think we've got like 4 or 5 kids who only need one requirement for that so far. And so we do offer that frequently at our troop. And I offer it to any of the southern area troops as well. I don't have a lot of availability to travel north to a bunch of places.
One of the things
So
that we
what,
were
like
talking,
if you want to become a level 1 trainer, are you taught by level 1 trainer? Or is it they're like level 2 trainer has to?
You have to be taught by a master trainer.
yeah,
Okay.
level 1 trainers assist, but it has to be led and by a master trainer.
Which
And
isn't the Oregon people, they're trying to put one of those on this summer, right? In July?
no,
or
yeah,
June?
yeah, it's gonna be I can't think of the name of the camp.
Meriwether.
No, not at Meriwether. It's for the national, for the third, the master. It's out just outside of a huge national forest.
Was it Baldwin?
Jefferson, Camp Jefferson.
I don't remember. That sounds right. Jefferson sounds right. But
It
they're
was one
offering
I
it.
hadn't heard of.
Yeah, they do. You do have to have your level 1 training, and then you can do that. And then to become a master, you have to like TJ taught my class with them, and that's part of that requirement is that you're teaching those classes. And then I don't know. It's 5 full days though, and it's non-negotiable on the 5 full days.
They also offer it usually at least once a year at Philmont during one of the training courses.
And
Training
one of the
conferences.
things we run into is that we have some level 1s, but we don't have a level 2. So I have a friend that I made when I very first started doing this, and he's a master educator. So he comes up from Oregon and helps me out every year. It would be great if we could get some level 1 trainers in there, then we could be able to have courses almost anytime. We wouldn't necessarily have to wait until for once a year or something. One of the other things we've been talking about on the committee is trying to hold a Saturday awareness course. So just for a few hours, meet up somewhere central so that like everybody in the southwest area of the council can meet up and just have one unit or 2 units come together if they're smaller units, that kind of thing, so that they can be trained. We can get more people trained at one time. And for doing it on a Saturday, it would be like a whole unit takes up the Saturday if it's a larger unit, or we try and get 2 or 3 if it's smaller units. So that's another thing that we're thinking about. And level 1 trainers definitely would appreciate help with that. I really am passionate about outdoor ethics and leave no trace. And I think for scouts to be considered stewards of the land is a precious special thing that that isn't everywhere. There's many places in our world that are not beautiful. And outdoors is one of them that is. And I think that as stewards, we can't do enough to learn and prepare ourselves for how to take care of the land. I just had a friend was hired on as a volunteer for a rare plants organization through UW. And he really got into the plants and everything from being in scouting. He taught map and compass and plants to our scouts all through their Cub Scouts and into their Boy Scouts. So it can, there's different ways to express your passion. Mary came out and helped me at camp last year when she was out there camping herself. And I don't know, it happens as it happens. John, I'm pretty much wrapped up.
Oh, I figured.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I figured you were kind of wrapping it up. I dropped a couple of links in the chat. One of them is a list of all the upcoming level 2 trainer courses for anybody that's interested, as well as specifically a level 2 course that's being offered at Camp Pioneer in the Cascade Pacific Council, which is the Portland area council. There is also, if you just go to the outdoor ethics page on the scouting scouting.org website, you will find a list of level 1 classes and level 2 classes and everything.
Thank you. Appreciate
Of course.
that.
Yeah, of course. Happy to help. So one thing I did want to circle back to, you had mentioned something called trash your trash or something like that. I think you kind of blew past it a little bit. I don't know what that is. So if you could explain that to me, that would be helpful.
Trash your trash is a part of pack it in, pack it out. Just another way of indicating that if you take it with you, you bring it back out. If there's a trash can there, you use it. However it works out, you don't leave it behind. And that's what that means. There is, I want to see if we can't do some advertising, promoting within the council for the National Trash Day. And it's on a Saturday. So that would make great days for conservation projects and cleanups and stuff like that. So that's one thing the committee would like to get into.
Absolutely. That sounds great. Cool. Does anybody have any questions for TJ?
Thanks, everybody. I appreciate
everybody. Let's give TJ a big hand.
I have a question.
Yay!
Oh wait,
just kidding.
We have a question.
When does your committee meet? One more time.
We meet the third Sunday of the month, at about 3:00 in the afternoon. We're trying to figure out, or at 5:00 it was. Trying to figure out a good time for that, but Sunday late afternoon or early evening seems to be working. Is there any particular time that's better for you, Tiffany?
I didn't say anything. I was just trying to give you a plug.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We meet on Sundays, the third Sunday of the month. I appreciate that, Tiffany. Oh, that's good, Mary. Geocaching has used cash in, cash trash that. Cash in, trash out. I like that. We're meeting virtually. And yes, let me put my contact information in. With the there. Hold on one second.
And while she's writing that in there, I will also mention that I'll drop TJ's contact information as well for folks that might be watching this afterwards on Facebook and or YouTube. I'll drop that in the link in the comments as well. So,
and I think we're gonna get a patch.
Ooh, yeah. Patches!
There will be a patch. Yeah,
patches! Always patches.
You bet.
Great. Yeah, Danny's on board.
So I hope some of you will be at our meeting on the on the, what it'll be, oh, it just went. I haven't looked at my March calendar yet. But it'll be the third Sunday. And
it always gets posted out on the Facebook pages as well.
yes.
Excuse
And
me.
then
Sorry.
hopefully I'll see you again, and I'll see you in the fall. So I'm gonna turn my camera off.
Thank you so much, TJ. We really appreciate you coming
Thank
and
you
presenting
for
on
having
this.
me. I really
this-
appreciate it. Thanks a lot,
This
guys.
is this is a great topic, and I appreciate it. Also, I always appreciate any topic that doesn't involve me having to talk for 30 to 40 minutes straight.
I remember those feelings.
Not that I can't, but people get bored of my voice, I guess. So, with that, that's going to kind of do it for most of our meeting. I did get a message though that we wanted to get a quick plug in about Jamboree from one of our adults who's taking our youth out to the National Jamboree. So, Ada, go ahead.
Hi. Hi, my name is Ada Hurtado, and I will be the scout master for the girls troop for the Jamboree for next year for our contingent. And so that will be happening July 22nd through the 31st of 2026. And so I wanted to kind of make sure everyone was aware of it in case they had any scouts that wanted to go. It's going to be at the Bechtel Summer Reserve in West Virginia. And so in order for your scout to go, they have to be 12 years old as of July 22nd of next year. And then they have to not be turning 18 by July 31st of next year. And so that's pretty much that's pretty much the requirements, the age requirements. There are no rank requirements. So they can be a scout, they can be a tenderfoot, they can be Eagle. It's up, whatever rank is fine. And so I just wanted to see if anyone had any questions. Registration is available online. It's currently up and ready to go. So if anyone wanted to register any of their scouts, then it's open and ready to go.
Thank you for taking it on, Ada.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
no, I'm super excited. I'm super happy that I get this opportunity to go. So I did want to point out that we only are able to take 4 adults at this time, and those 4 spots have been already taken. But if any adults do want to go, they can go as staff. It's a little bit less expensive, and they still get to have the experience of going to the Jamboree. They just don't fly out with us on our contingent, but the adults can still have an opportunity to go.
Yep. And there are a wide variety of different opportunities for staff. Probably whatever you do for work, you could probably find a job that's very similar to it at the staff at Jamboree. As somebody, I served on staff for Jamboree back in 2013, at the very first Jamboree back at the Bechtel Summit. I was also on staff last year for NOAC, so it's a thing.
And another thing I wanted to add is that our contingent is planning on doing a possible up to 3 to 5 day tour of Washington, D.C. before the Jamboree. So if any of your scouts are interested in that sort of thing, this would also be a great opportunity for them to attend as well.
Absolutely. It's a great opportunity. Jamboree is a great opportunity. Most youth only get the opportunity to go once before they age out. So if you have youth who are interested in going, I highly encourage you to get them to go. And the cool thing is, if we get enough youth to sign up, that we fill up our spots and we get enough to fill a third troop or a third half troop, then we could send more people. It would be really cool. So, all right.
So sorry, I just want to say one more thing. Yes. So as of right now, we can take 18 boys or male youth, and then 18 female youth. But if we get more youth that are interested, we can take a larger contingent. And that would mean we can even take more adults with us, up to 8 adults instead of 4 adults. So any scouts that want to attend, please have them sign up, register. Even if you see a wait list there, still register, because if we get enough names on that wait list, then we'll be able to take more youth with us.
And it's also important to note that while there is a relatively high cost cost that that is a barrier to entry. The contingent is planning on doing a lot of fundraising opportunities to help offset that cost for folks.
Yes, we do have some fundraisers going on currently. We're going to be doing even more fundraisers. So please do not let that cost deter you from going, because there will be many opportunities to be able to fundraise to lower that cost for you.
Absolutely. See, you didn't even know I was going to help you pitch it, did you, Ada?
I know. Thanks, John.
Well, anybody have any questions for Ada?
Go Ada.
Absolutely. Bob White.
Bob White. Yep, there you go.
Bob White. Anyway, thank you. Thank you. That's all I got on that. But thank you, Ada. All right. Does anybody have anything else for all of us? I guess I should do my commissioner minute. I totally thought about what I was going to say before this moment. I'm definitely not winging it right now. Well, thank you everybody for coming tonight. On behalf of the Commissioner Corps here at the Olympic District, I want to thank all of you for everything you do for scouting in our communities. We would not be able to have all of the different troops and packs and crews and ships and posts that we all have in all the corners of our district without all of you making it happen. Try as I might, I am one person and I cannot visit all of our district all by myself, and I sure do try. We currently have a little over 50 units in the district, and I still haven't had a chance to visit all of them. But by golly gee, I'm sure going to keep trying to visit all of them. So thank you everybody for everything you do, and we are going to see you guys all next month for the next roundtable. That it will be on a date that I'm totally not looking up right now that I already knew. It'll be on March 26th. At camp/Zoom, and we're going to be talking about religious emblems with our religious emblems coordinators. So we will see everybody then. Thanks and have a good night.
Thanks, John. Good night.
Thank you, TJ. She's gone.
Yeah, she's already gone.